Hi everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Carvel Community Meeting. Today's date is February 24th, 2022. If you're watching a recording of this from home, we want to remind you, you can come join us live. We do meet every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. If you're unable to join these meetings, you can always find us on Slack and Twitter. You can look at those details here. If you're not a member of the Kubernetes Slack workspace, you can just simply request an invitation to gain access. And then our Twitter handle is at Carvel_dev right here. One of the things we ask of the community, if whenever you're attending the community meetings or engaging with us, is to read and abide by our code of conduct. And that's just so you could go to the repo here. Code of conduct is listed out here. And we just appreciate you following that whenever you're interacting with us, no matter what platform you're on. If you're using any of the Carvel tools, we would love to hear more about how you're using that. So go to this issue here and you can fill out all the details that were asked here and input your logo, your company logo, so that we can also add it to the adopters page. All attendees that are on this call, please put in your name and the organization that you represent here, so we can keep a list of who is attending from the community that's outside of VMware. Next up, for announcements, we want to remind you, this is a final call out. We're looking for feedback on the Carvel tools as well as the community meeting here. And, we want to know what are the ways that we can improve the tools? What are the ways that we can improve this meeting? We want to make sure that the way that we work is benefiting you as well. And, the only way to do that is to hear from you. So we would love for you to fill out this feedback survey. It's a quick little survey in Google form. And if you have any questions about that, again, feel free to reach out to us on Slack or Twitter. This week's content. So as a reminder, we are doing weekly content posts, whether that's in a blog or a demo or a video. We're asking anyone from the community, including the maintainers, to share their knowledge on the Carvel tools in whichever way that they prefer, and anything that they are working on, most excited about, anything that they find interesting that they want to share with the community. So this week we have a blog post by one of the maintainers, Carrie Lynn, and it looks like that link is broken. Let me just go to the website. There we go. So this one's on continuous delivery using a Carvel YTT Argo CD plugin. Something that really interesting. Carrie put a lot of work into this, and we also want to thank all the maintainers and others that gave input on this piece. So please go take a look at this, read over it. If you have any feedback or anything you wish to share and want to talk about this, come find us in Slack, ping Carrie, and we'd love to know your thoughts on this post. Carrie is out this week, so next week she actually wants to do a demo that adds to that blog post, so you can, not just read about it, she can show you more in a demo form. Now, for this content sharing stuff, if there is something that you find interesting about Carvel, that the way that you're using it, anything that you would like to share with the community, we have a sign up process here. And you can put in your name, the topic, type of medium that you're sharing your information with, Twitter handle if you have one, if you want us to tag you in a tweet when we share the post. And you can choose a date here. And if it's even further out in March, we're welcome to add more lines here to the date that works for you. And if you're a non-Carvel maintainer, we will love to send you a t-shirt as a thank you. So if you have any questions regarding that, again, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. We would love to know about how you're using it. And I'm sure the community would love to hear, would love to know about that use case as well. Okay. And before I go to status updates, just a reminder, if you have anything you wish to discuss on this call, please add it to this discussion topics here in this section. All right, onto the project roadmap. I know there were some updates happening here.
Yeah, I think are just continuing to like iterate on this roadmap and updating it. I think since last week, everything is pretty much holding true. There's just a bit more detail to some of these things. I think maybe the kapp-controller CLI milestone 3, I think that's one that was added from the Carvel India folks. But yeah, I think everything else here is either in flight or in the planning stages.
Great, thanks, Aaron. Okay, so Cap, as you mentioned, there's performance improvements here. Anything to add to that?
I know that they've the Cap folks have been working on performance improvements, especially around just being more efficient with API calls, and in particular, there were some sticky issues working with GKE. So the team's been working pretty hard on that stuff for a little bit now, and I think we're planning to see. I know that there's at least been a cap release, but I think there's still more planned performance improvements. So I think the next release will be just another iteration of more efficient use of the APIs, and hopefully you know, things you won't know about.
Great, thanks, Aaron. Onto image package.
Yeah, Joao's been working on image package describe command, so way where you can get some details about a bundle, an image package bundle. I think that I'll find the issue and link it here, but it's something that a number of folks from the community have asked for, but a way to just provide more visibility into, you know, these objects that we call image package bundles, so that you know what it's about and you know, don't have to do all the work yourself digging into it.
Great, thank you. Moving on to kapp-controller.
I put these ones in here. So I think Ben is not here, but he's been looking at adding Q as another templating option for the app CR. So that would be alongside YTT and Helm. I don't think there's any like conclusions yet as to like whether we'll be actually doing it, but just flagging that as something that we are looking at. And the other major work that we are looking at is today, if you have a package repository or an app CR or a package install, and it has, if you've the same name for those, they conflict due to like the underlying deployment method of kapp having the same name. So we are looking at ways to mitigate that. So you might see some future feature work in kapp to support that in the coming weeks.
Thanks, Neil. And then on to YTT.
Yeah, so at the end of last week, we released YTT version 40. The only change in this version compared to version 39 is a Go module rename. So if you're using YTT programmatically, using its Go module name, you might have to rename this as it will impact you beyond version 39. Secondly, we kicked off our schema validations track. So there's been some work defining what that is and how we're going to approach it. And the schema validations are going to be annotations that allow you to further restrict the value of your data values. So there's more information in the proposal. And yeah, those are the updates for YTT.
Yeah, and maybe just a note on the schema validations. I would say there is a proposal, like there's kind of like multiple, I don't know, stages to the proposal. And we've started working on some of what we consider like the non-controversial things, like some of the basic functionality. But I know that John Ryan is interested in talking with folks regarding, some of the UX around some of the other kind of like functionality based on top of the basic stuff. So if it's something that you're interested in chatting about, yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm going to go back up to status update, or not status announcements, because there's two things that I did not put in here. We had two releases this week. We had image package with 0.25, and we had kapp with 0.46. So I don't know if there's anyone who wants to talk about these, but please go look at the release notes here that are listed out in the HackMD to get more information on that. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us on Slack.
If you want, I can talk a little bit about the image package one.
Oh, hey, Joel.
Hello, right in time.
Yep.
So this release, can you just go back quickly to the release notes? So for image package, it was a pretty simple release. You had documentation, so it's we had a little bit of documentation for the copy command, but the main thing was that there were people that were using one of our packages, the registry one, and there was a little problem with it in the way the authentication was done, and that's the main reason why this is out. This new release is out. Even though it is a bug, this only affects people that are consuming our registry as a library, not people that are using the tool itself. So if you're using the image package as a library and you're using the registry package, just take a look at this PR, and maybe there might be having some errors that you were not expecting. So that's the main reason for it.
Thanks, Joao. And is there anything that we should touch on for the kapp release that happened?
I think there's a lot of kind of ground being covered in here, including some of the performance enhancements, but also it looks like just additional ways to apply labels. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to do much more justice than just reading through these release notes.
Thanks, Aaron. For those of you that don't know, the kapp team is primarily based in India. So sometimes they're able to make it, and it's very late for them to come to the community meeting. So we have Aaron, who's the engineering manager for some of the other tools. He's able to provide some context, but we're just missing out on the kapp team to give more information. Okay. Is there anything else that the team wishes to discuss? Anything that's popped up, wants to bring up with the community? Anything that they're working on, need help with? Once, twice?
I can talk a little bit of what I've been working on. So I've been working for image package, and we are working on a functionality that will show you more information about a bundle. What are the contents of the bundle? And we hope to get that in somewhere next week. And I know this is something that has been asked before. So we're trying to do an effort to give you a little bit more of insight of what the bundle contains. That way you can, without having to like pull the bundle and do some grabbing around to find what is happening, you can just execute the command. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And it will help you as a person that are using image package to quickly understand what is part of a particular bundle. And so yeah, it's like pretty exciting to have some of these things coming in.
Thanks, Joao. So you're working on that this week. Is that an ongoing thing, or when do you expect that to be complete?
As I was saying, like I'm expecting to get this in. So like there's a PR already, like back and forth with Dimitri, and we're talking a little bit about more architecture than anything else. And I hope that I'll get this merged next week, and eventually it will get a release out as well with this feature, and eventually with another feature that I've also been working on that's transport related. So to get those two in, and they could be like a one is a performance improvement, and this one is the this interesting new command.
Awesome. Thanks, Joao. Anything else that folks want to share? I feel like a teacher, no one's making eye contact with me. All right, everyone. If you're watching this from home, thanks for watching. Yes, what?
Oh, you're already in discussion topics, because there's a discussion topic there. Sorry, I flew in the middle of the meeting.
Hey.
I can talk about that discussion topic. It's going to be pretty light. Do you mind just opening it and scroll to the bottom of that issue? So like there was an issue that was created by Josh, and some of the complaints that we had previously was that it was hard to understand like where an image that was part of a bundle came from. Like what is the image, right? And the objective here, and what Josh was asking for, was, can we create a tag that somewhat resembles or have like some information where this image came from, right? So like this is the thread, and so a little bit of a background. Image package creates a tag for each image that it copies from one registry, from one repository to another, because some of the registries require you cannot push an image without a tag, or some others, when they garbage collect the images, they look for images that have tags, and if it doesn't have a tag, it just garbage collects the image. So for those reasons, image package is already providing this tag. So what we were discussing was to replace the current tag with a new tag instead of creating a second tag for the image. So replacing the current tag with a new tag that contains a little bit of more of information. So this could be a little bit disruptive for people that are using image package right now. If you scroll down to my second to last message there, so that's the one. So currently, when an image package creates a tag, the tag is called SHA-255 dash then the digest of the image .image package, and that's the name of the tag. Like our proposal is to change that to contain, before the SHA bit, to contain the information of the repository where the image came from. Okay, so this is a proposal, and we are bringing this here to try to understand if this could be in some way impact people that are currently using image package in some capacity, that are relying on this tag to exist or this tag to be on a specific format. If we don't get like any feedback saying that, oh my God, this is going to break because, then we are going to go with this feature where we're going to change the tag as it is right now and add this a little bit more information so it can be more humanly readable. So this is more like a call out, like if you see this as a problem, please look at it and let us know. And if not, I think Alex has already had a first PR and we will move on with this feature. By the way, this is good. The idea is that this is going to be behind a flag that apparently I propose like repository based tags or whatever. Like we haven't settled on the flag name, but this will be underneath that flag. So if you do not provide anything to image package will still keep the same behavior as it is right now. But if you want to have like some enhanced tags, it will provide this flag and it will create a different tag than the one that you currently have. So this is more or less the idea. If you have any question, just come to the channel and talk to us. If you have any doubt, if you have any concern, just come and talk to us in our Carvel channel on Kubernetes, or just reply to this issue and say like, oh my God, this is going to break my my world because. Okay, so that's just a little thing. If not, I'm hoping to have a decision made on moving forward or not with this as it is by next week, somewhere Thursday. So if you have more or less a week to talk about this, if y'all want. That's it.
Excellent. Thanks, Joao. Any comments on this issue? Okay, anything else that the team wants to bring up? Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us today. Again, if you're watching this from home, we would love to have you join us live. You can come listen in, you can meet the maintainers, other people in the community, and bring anything that you may need help with or have feedback on, or any ideas you have for the tools. We would love to have you and hear from you. So with that, we hope to see you next week. Thank you.